everybody, Abs here with another speed draw for you guys. And today I'm doing a little bit of fan art of a very well-known character, Tanjiro Kamado. One thing that inspired me to do this drawing of him today was I got into the anime kind of recently, and one thing that's kind of took my eye was the way they were drawing water. I thought it was really unique. Almost looked like a ribbon, but I thought it was pretty cool, so I gave it a little try. Here you'll see I will add it in. I didn't do it in my traditional sketch. It was a little bit of an afterthought, but I did add it in right after I finished sketching and fixing up his hands and stuff like that. And so see right about here, I had a bit of a hard time with this kimono. I don't really draw clothing like this, like jackets that are open, or in this case a kimono that's open. I always have a bit of a hard time figuring out what they're doing, but I kind of use the water as a cheat here. Drawing the water over it saved me a little bit from any mistakes I made with the clothing folds in the kimono. And I also had a lot of fun with the water. It was, like I said, it's like ribbon, so it was pretty fun. My liner was also slightly inspired by the animation from Demon Slayer. I liked that some parts had really thick line art and then they got really thin, which is something I kinda already have in my line art style, but I usually have mainly thick lines everywhere, but it did kinda inspire like the way I was doing water and some other aspects of the piece. Now, one thing I don't really draw often is swords. Even though I really like swords, I don't really draw them a lot, so I kind of spent a very long time trying to get this sword to look right. I don't even remember how many lines I did. It must have been like at least 30 different lines for the sword. It took me forever. And not even just the outside of the sword. When I went to do the line to show the sharp edge of the sword, that took forever too. Funny enough, actually, just watching the show Demon Slayer, I was paying attention to how they were doing the art and stuff like that. I usually do when I'm watching anime, but I learned a little bit about the hands. Like, when you make a fist, of course you see all the knuckles, but sometimes you can see one or two fingers kind of sticking out, which I didn't really pay attention to much when I have been drawing fists. But since I noticed that watching the anime, I was able to incorporate into my piece here as well, where he's holding the sword. Now for the flat color, it's always fun actually getting to pick flat color when you're doing fan art. I don't do I don't color drop directly from a screenshot of the anime, since I usually pick different type of colors than other art styles. I mean, color kind of is an art style in itself, so I pick them by eye. But I had a lot of fun because since majority of the action in Demon Slayer is during nighttime, it gave me a chance to test out some nighttime coloring as well, which you will see here in a little bit. Of course, I always do the pinkish for places on the skin, but I had a bit of a hard time figuring out shading for the skin since it was a nighttime theme piece. But I was able to figure out which way to pull the color on the color wheel to make it look like it was more of a nighttime theme. Like I mentioned in my last video, instead of using a pure black iris, I decided to just use like darker color instead. Like his eyes are red, so I used a darker red to indicate that he has an iris instead of using pure black because I just like the way it looks better. I had a lot of fun playing with the water since I've never done this style before, so it's pretty experimental, me just playing around with lighting and shadow, and it's a lot different than what I've ever normally done. Thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you want to see more of my content. Have a lovely day. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.